So, for the introduction, Heineken is a Dutch beer company founded in 1864. The enterprise operates in 70 countries, making it one of the largest brewers in the world. There are more than 85,000 people working for the enterprise. It is the official sponsor for the Rugby World Cup and the UEFA Champions League, and it oversees more than 200 brands, including Dos Equis and Desperados. For the enterprise Airbus, it is a multinational aerospace corporation and one of the world's leading manufacturers of commercial and military aircraft, space systems, and related services. It was founded in 1970 with its headquarters in Toulouse, France, and renowned its innovative and technologically advanced aircraft, which includes the popular A320, A330, A350, and A380 families. These aircraft are really well known for the fuel efficiency, environmental sustainability, and cutting edge design. It employs over 103,000 people.
So, how is production run at Heineken? Heineken is a brewery company, and its production primarily involves the brewing and packaging of beer. The vast majority of the beers are made from four ingredients: malted barley, hops, and water, all combined with yeast. The beer production process typically includes malting, mashing, boiling, and fermenting, among other steps. Each step requires careful monitoring and adherence to quality standards. Quality control is crucial to maintaining the consistency of the beer, which highlights the high standards of the company. Heineken uses a process costing system since it is a cost accounting methodology that is particularly suitable for industries where production is done in a continuous and repetitive manner. So, process costing provides a systematic way for Heineken to allocate and account for the costs associated with the mass production of its beer. So, moving on to how production is run at Airbus. So, basically, the production process begins with the design and engineering of the aircraft. Airbus designs a range of aircrafts from single aisle to wide body planes. The company relies on a vast network of suppliers globally. Various components and subsystems are manufactured by different suppliers. These components are then transported to Airbus assembly sites, where they are assembled into a complete aircraft. After assembly, each aircraft undergoes rigorous testing and quality control measures. This includes structural testing, system testing, and functional checks. And depending on the model and customer specifications, Airbus may customize the interior of the aircraft. Then, the airplane undergoes painting and finishing processes. Once it successfully passes all quality checks and tests, it is ready for delivery to the customer. Airbus uses a job costing system as it often builds aircraft according to the specific requirements of customers. Each aircraft order may involve unique features, seating arrangements, and other customizations. Job costing allows Airbus to track the costs associated with each customized job separately. Moving on to the cost object. So, what's a cost object? A cost object is anything for which costs are measured and assigned. It can be a product, a service, a project, a department, a customer, or any other item for which management wants to track costs. Here are a few examples of cost objects in this case. First, we have the products. In a manufacturing setting, the cost object could be a specific product like Airbus 320. Second, service. Regarding Heineken, the cost object might be the customer hotline service, and concerning Airbus, it might be the technical support hotline. Then we have the department. In an organization with multiple departments, the cost object could be a specific department like the marketing department or the R&D department. And finally, the customers. Some businesses might want to track costs associated with specific customers. For example, Heineken might want to know the costs incurred for servicing a particular client, like Alcampo, for example.
Regarding the main costs incurred in the production process of Heineken, we have divided them into two different categories. The direct costs, that are those which are traceable to specific cost objects, and the indirect costs, that are those common costs that we have to allocate at them. So in the indirect costs, we find the raw materials with the ingredients they use in their beer, such as malt, hops, barley, the packaging materials, all the formats they use, bottles, can, label, and also the labor costs, wages, salaries, and benefits for employees. And in the indirect cost category, we have the overhead costs, with all the costs they incur in utilities, rent, insurance, or administrative expenses, also the marketing expenses and the distribution and logistic costs with the transportation, warehousing, and all that. And we also have determined different cost pools for Heineken into raw materials with the cost driver of volume of beer produced, packaging costs, and labor costs. And in the right corner of the slide, we also have include some real data with the financial report of 2022, where you can find that all the costs that we have determined are effectively included in their statements. As we have done with Heineken, we also have divided the main costs in creating the production process of Airbus into direct and indirect costs. In the first category, we can find the materials as the main direct cost that this company has. These are all the components they use to build their airplanes, such as aluminium or titanium, and also all the labor force they use in this manufacturing process. Therefore, in the indirect costs, we have overhead costs as well as Heineken, like rent, utilities, insurance. Um, Another different indirect cost that probably Heineken has not as deeply as this company's research and development costs. Here we include developing and testing new aircraft designs, systems, and technology like aerodynamics, for example. And another indirect costs are the administrative expenses with the salary for management and support staff. And as well as we have done with Heineken, we have determined some different cost pools that the company might use that are material costs with the driver of number and size of plane, labor, number of employees or hours worked, overhead costs with the driver of number of facilities and research and development with ongoing projects. And we also have provided here the real data of 2022.
Heineken is a major player in the beverage industry, which has consistent demand, thus favoring the use of normal capacity, which enables Heineken to plan production consistently and align cost accounting with a consistent output and levels of efficiency. It helps in maintaining stability and predictability and makes it easier to efficiently utilize resources based on the expected output levels. Airbus, on the other hand, navigates a very volatile industry with many changes in demand. Therefore, it likely uses practical capacity to address the industry's changes. It allows it to adapt to changing demand scenarios and mitigate uncertainties which are characteristic in the industry. It also enables Airbus to allocate resources based on varying demand dynamics. So, what would be the consequences of using a different capacity for both of these companies? Heineken, for example, if it used practical capacity as Airbus likely does, it would potentially overestimate its production costs, resulting in a misaligned pricing strategy, which would reduce profitability for the company. This is because it would ignore the relatively stable demand that its sector provides. Airbus, on the other hand, if it used Heineken's normal costing,
would underestimate its production cost, which would result in a failure as it wouldn't account for its sector's demand fluctuations, which would put it at risk of production and cost inefficiencies. In summary, if they used another capacity, it would lead to suboptimal decision making and inaccurate cost projections, which can misrepresent their financial outlook. It would most certainly reduce their company's profitability.
So before moving on to the advantages of normal costing, I would just like to briefly explain what normal costing is in general. So it is a valuable method for calculating the cost of producing a product. It factors in the actual cost of materials and labor used in the production process. Additionally, it includes an overhead rate, which is an estimated figure based on the factors like labor hours or machine time. The goal here is to steer clear from sudden cost spikes that can happen when using an actual overhead cost. And then instead, normal costing engages a more stable long-term estimated overhead rate. So we can think of it as a method that smoothens out the overhead cost over the entire year, resulting in a more predictable month-to-month expense. Okay, so now moving on to the advantages, we've highlighted four main keys. So firstly, normal costing provides a more accurate picture of the actual production costs by relying on the predetermined rates. And this is a more systematic and structured approach, which helps to assign indirect cost to products more consistently. This process is very crucial for Heineken and Airbus when they compare costs across different products or production runs or at their accounting periods. And it not only helps in making better business decisions, but it also improves their overall performance and increases their experience. Using predetermined rates for allocating indirect costs plays a crucial role in the development of budgets and forecasting, offering a structured approach to the financial planning. Normal costing allows for flexibility in quickly adapting to changes in the production process or indirect cost structures. Companies can adjust predetermined rates to align with the new conditions, making it a more resourceful and adaptable costing method.
When we talk about job costing, in this case we talk about Airbus. So job costing is a costing method designed for industries that produce one-of-a-kind custom-made goods or services. So Airbus, as we have seen, is a well-known aircraft manufacturer, which shows the crucial use of job costing in its operations. Each airplane is essentially a unique project that needs the use of certain materials, certain labor, and certain resources. And the company can easily allocate and track these costs related with the manufacturing of each individual plane because of job costing. So given the various requirements and configurations of each aircraft, job costing allows for the company to have detailed insights into the costs associated with manufacturing each individual aircraft. This level of precision is essential in the aerospace business, where every element of this manufacturing process is very important. So as a result of job costing, Airbus is able to set accurate pricing, assess the profitability of each aircraft, and make educated resource allocation decisions. So, on the other hand, when we talk about process costing, in this case, we are referring to Heineken. So, process costing is most effective in industries with continuous and standardized production processes. So, Heineken demonstrates this process costing efficiency in beer manufacturing. Large volumes of standardized items such as beer are created continually in the company's brewing system. So process costing involves average costs across the entire production process, making it ideal for Heineken's circumstance. So the cost per unit is estimated by evenly distributing total production costs among all units produced over a certain period of time. So this method enables Heineken to maintain a consistent and methodical cost calculation for each unit of beer. In an industry where both flavor and quality consistency are critical, process costing guarantees that production costs are distributed equally, contributing to a simplified and more efficient manufacturing process.